More Transformers figures. Cybertron Repairman, it says on the outside. I was a little thrown off by that. But here you go, Cybertron Repairman. This is obviously just the outer cardboard that comes with these figures. I got this through Hasbro Pulse. So MP-58, who happens to be Hoist. So this is just the outer box. This is pretty much the box that you will get with it. MP-58, Cybertron Repairman, Hoist. Again, you see the awesome figure there. This is embossed, so this sticks out. It's got a bit of an extra 3D feel, I guess, if you want to put it that way. And you've got the vehicle mode here. Of course, this is based on the Trailbreaker mode that we got in the Masterpiece line, so really cool. I do love these Masterpiece packaging. I do keep these. I just like these that much. Hoist in robot mode, Hoist in vehicle mode, and of course in the back you've got your shots of you know, what all the figure can do, all the different accessories and everything that you get in it. You got some shots down here with Grapple, and you've got him towing Bumblebee here. And of course, I love these group shots because I can actually recreate these, because I think I have all of those. That's really cool. All the accessories, so that's really cool nonetheless. These do come, there's a plastic tray in here, so I'm going to try to open this for you guys right here to show you guys what's inside. So you pull this, you slide this out, and a couple of things looks like you get it here. Of course, you get your plastic bag with your instructions. These are usually taped, so I just carefully take these and open them. There you go, Hoist. You get your little card that shows you some nice artwork of this guy in vehicle mode and robot mode. You've got the different rankings for the different strengths and or weaknesses of this guy here, so that's really cool. Of course, you get your Masterpiece instructions, which are definitely a most you have to review these to transform these guys. Can't go in blind most of the time, but there you go, vehicle mode, robot mode, and then of course they go through the different steps to add the different accessories, a grapple attachment, the different hand parts, and the transformation looks pretty involved because it's a gatefold, which it's usually the case with these Masterpiece figures. So I would highly recommend again that you take a gander at these instructions. Of course, the main thing here is this figure itself. As you could see, he comes already in vehicle mode, and you guys could see here all the accessories. You get the mask, the alien mask that I do remember from the G1 show. Looks like you get, similarly to Trailbreaker, you get a more cartoon accurate grill. You get a your grapple here, your hook. Looks like some kind of tool. I'll have to figure that out what that is. Alternate head, so that's really cool. You get effects for the guns, so that's really neat. And then of course, looks like you get an extra hand. This guy in the cartoon usually had one hand that was a gun or a cannon. So in this case, if you want to replace that hand, looks like you get an extra one. And of course, you get the vehicle mode here. So one additional thing you could do here with Hoist is you could take the whole crane arm and attach it to the back of the vehicle mode. You can also do this in robot mode. But you can attach this and it's articulated, and you can rotate this fully 360, and there's a joint here, so you can move this up and down, and there's also one more joint here for the crane or the claw itself, which again does open, and you can grab, I guess I'm assuming, the smaller robots or whatever, you know, Decepticons, whatever you may want to be. These are a little loose on mine. I don't know if they're supposed to be like that, but it's nothing terrible. And then there's also a joint here, so again, pretty good articulation here. And one of the other accessories that you can use is also the grill, so you can remove the the chrome grill that's, I guess, more toy accurate, and give him a more I guess cartoon appearance here with just a plain or flat gray with just a green grill. So that's really cool. They give you options on the modes here. So giving you a bit of a closer look here of the vehicle mode. This is how he comes in the box, and again, some really nice deep green color here on Hoist in this mode. You've got the black stripe here with the yellow accents, and again more orange plastic here, and this cool little back part here, which is you can use to tow other Autobots, which they also show in the box. And then we got more detailing here. Of course, this is a license, I believe, because you got the Toyota wording here on the back in red and black with some letters. I don't know if you could see that. And then here you got the bottom. You could see some of the legs, but again, I think they do a good job hiding the robot mode here in these vehicle modes. And again, this is pretty cool, pretty much at least how I remember him in the cartoon. So here, I will now attempt to fumble my way through this transformation. First place to start, I would move this grill down, slide it, so then that will allow you to open the hood here, and the hood kind of pops up and then forward. So just make sure you do that. And here you can just hide these side view mirrors, so they just kind of flip right in. And then once you do that, you can just slide the hood back on and just make sure it's all the way in here, and then you can put the grill up. Next thing to do would be here, these orange things here, just rotate them forward. This will then give you access to this section here, and you can unclip that and then move this out this way, and then you can close this back up. Take this section here, just lower it, and then we're gonna untab here. You just gotta pull on the sides. That will take that right in like so. This whole section up, so we just kind of slide this like so all the way up, and here pretty much you'll see the hands are kind of in there. So we're going to take these panels here and just slightly move them up a bit, and then move these down, and then you could at that point just kind of take these down like so. I'll give you access to what is essentially the legs. You can just swing them all the way forward. Once we're here, you're going to take these sections here. They swing up. You have to pull them out, and they swing up in place and kind of come together. And same thing here. So you're going to slide this, swing this up essentially. Just make sure it tabs in place like so. Then we're going to come here and essentially just rotate this forward, and you can move the tip of the feet down here, and you can just close this whole bottom section back up. These panels in the back here as well, just make sure everything kind of fits in, and at that point you are done with the legs. Pretty simple. So next thing to do would be the whole back section here. So doors here, there is a little tab here, so you're gonna undo that. You'll see there's a little dot there where the tab goes. So these doors you're gonna swing slightly down and pull them out a little bit just to get them out of the way. So essentially, let me fix the camera here. You're gonna take the door, you're gonna untab it, and then you're gonna rotate it down, and then slightly just make sure you get it out of the way. The windows here on the doors, these are gonna fold in. Same thing here, these are gonna fold right in. Fold these in like so, and just make sure they're sitting like this. And again, just take this, fold this in, and just make sure it's sitting like so. So you're going to end up with the two doors like this. I would also then at that point make sure that this whole torso section is kind of sitting down, right? Because it's going to be like this. Just make sure it's sitting straight like that. Then we're going to move this panel down. We're going to swing it out of the way here. We're going to swing this out of the way, Just being really careful. Then you're gonna take this here and flip it up. You'll see there's a section here. So you're gonna take that, then you're gonna take this and swing it in. So undo this little section here, and then that will then allow you to open up the panel like so. And then here, it's a couple of things you gotta do here. You gotta fold this back in, fold this right in place, and it'll you'll hear a little bit of a clicking sound there. So then same thing here, we're gonna take this, pull this up, rotate that so that when we fold this in, it sits in place like so. And then again, same thing here, you're gonna just make sure you snap this in place pretty carefully. Like so, and then you'll be left with something that looks like that. Bit of a jumble mess here, but we are getting there. The one of the more, I guess, difficult aspects is around the head here. So we're gonna try and get this out of here. So a couple of things. So the head's here, you can move this out, and there is this green panel here that we're gonna need to fold up here. Push up so that it sits like that for now. Then the head here, you have to angle this in a way so that the head's gonna go right through the gap that you just made here in the neck. So take the head here, and we're gonna swing, see if I can show you a little better here. We're gonna swing the neck forward and then slightly back so that when this whole section turns, when we fold it in, the head should fit right in without any problem. So as you guys can see, at that point the head kind of went all the way through. Pull it out for now, because then we'll play with the neck eventually. And then this little neck piece here, it's gonna go back right exactly where we kind of untabbed it from. That'll help to cover up the gap with the neck here. So once we have the head up through here, we just got to make sure that the green part that we folded down into the windshield we just fold back up like so, and everything kind of sits in there. So it's a little tricky, you just have to get it in the right angle, but pretty much this is how the head should sit at that point. Then we can start fiddling around here with the these arms. So these panels here, they kind of swing up. They're in a bit of a hinge, so you're gonna take that, and these are gonna sit pretty much out of angle at that point. Here, same thing on this side is, we're gonna take this here, and again these are on a bit of a hinge here, so you're gonna take this and just hinge it up like so, and then we're gonna take the arms here, same thing. You can tell by the hinge which way they should go, and you can move the hand, you know. And then the last thing is these shoulder hinges, the screw there that you see should be facing back. So technically, once you get the front part here, then you just gotta keep just rotating the arm itself so that it looks clean with the screw facing the back part at that point. And we're left with something that looks like so. This whole section here, as I said, we're just kind of gonna angle it down, make sure he's like that, and see if we can get these arms out of the way here. This whole back section is gonna fold in, so a couple of things to do here is you're gonna take this whole back and you're gonna fold it all the way in, move these slightly out of the way, and this here is gonna sit up here like so. I don't know if it's supposed to tab in. On mine it seems like it's a little hard to tab in. I don't want to keep pushing it, but it's supposed to sit in place like like that. Then you see this section here, this little rectangle power port. This is where this is gonna get tapped in. So all of this is gonna fold down essentially. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna make sure that everything fits in place while we tap this in here. It should tab in pretty securely like so, and then this you can just do that and then at that point we're just about done. You can just try and fix the arms here to get them in a good place. These back tabs, again, they don't tab into anything. They're kind of just, you can angle them out. Then what I call his little wings back here, you're gonna take these and essentially just rotate them up, you know, whatever angle you want to put them in, and you're gonna take this back section and just angle that forward like so. Yeah, and then at that point you are pretty much done. And here we have Hoist in his bot mode, and he does look pretty cool. He is a bit hollow, I guess. Here inside, if you look, there's really not much other than the folded up doors, but he does tab in pretty well once you get everything in place, so he's not spindly or loose anywhere. And yeah, and I think overall he's a pretty cool looking bot. The head can move left and right, but there's a panel back here, so that's kind of going to get in the way a bit of moving the head fully left and right. But he can't really look up too much and can't really look down, so not really much articulation when it comes to the head. These things back here can move out of the way to give you better access to the arms, right? So then you can rotate these pretty well. You can also you know, the shoulder articulation is definitely there. There's articulation right here on the arms, and he does have a bit of a double jointed elbows, I guess, if you want to call it that. But there's a joint here, and then there's another additional joint here, so this guy can more than enough fold his arms all the way in, so that's pretty cool. And the hand is rotatable, and again, because this is Masterpiece, you do get your articulated fingers, so you have the thumb, have he could do the whole pointy finger thing, right, if you wanted him to. The other three fingers here are all kind of stuck together, so you do get some nice articulation there with the hand. And then the same thing on this side, right? You got the same joint that can go all the way up. The gun here, you can extend this, so if you want it, he does the whole, what I call Inspector Gadget, where he extends his limbs. So in this case, you could do that here as well. Usually you can leave the gun like that in robot mode if you wanted to. Same thing here with this arm, right? You can extend this here, so then he's got those giant elongated arms, just like the cartoon. No waist articulation, just because, you know, you can't really turn him around. So what they've done is the legs fully rotate like so, and there is a waist there. You can move the legs a bit back and forth, but again, the way this guy is made, that kind of gets in the way. So what they've done is there's a joint here in the upper leg, so if you wanted to, he can kick forward. Some nice ratchets on the knee joints, and again, he's got pretty good articulation, I think, there. And in addition to that, there's also articulation here right above this wheel, So you could do that. It's kind of like so on both sides. So I think they've done a good job with adding the additional joints here on the legs. And then we've got your ankle articulation, probably about that much. And then he also has, I guess what you want to call it, the toe articulation opens up fully. So again, you know, not, and again, I think they've done a good job with the articulation here. He definitely looks the part in my book. And then, like I said, as you can move these two things out of the way, you could also rotate this from back. But obviously with this guy, you want this thing kind of facing forward here. So you'll be able to get this guy, I think, in some decent poses with the joints that they've given us here. And again, this is very much G1 great representation of what was in that cartoon, right? So I think I definitely like the masterpiece aspect of these figures. The only thing, obviously, that I think I've noticed, I mean, it's been a while now, especially with the smaller bots, there's no diecast, which is kind of a bit of a letdown. Wish they would have included some kind of diecast, but feel any diecast on his figure. He feels okay in hand, again, a bit lighter because his whole midsection is like hollow. But again, I do tend to like these. Again, I do love the G1 designs, and this definitely is what I remember seeing in the cartoon here. So it looks pretty cool. Another accessory that you do get is his little hammer. And again, I think this fits in the cannon as well. He's got to make sure it's slightly out. He can hammer things, plastic, and you can attach this to his little, I guess I'm gonna call it lasers up here if you wanted to. You can tap him in, and then it looks like he's like shooting again there. You guys can see how that fits. But then you can also take this out and put it right here on the little arm cannon. You can shoot. You can take this out. This thing here also extends, as I showed you, but you can also pull this up and it comes off, and you get an extra hand. So if you wanted to have this guy with two hands, you can also do that. And both hands are, you know, mostly articulated. You still got a bit of the last three fingers there kind of stuck together. But again, if you wanted your Hoist here to have two hands, he can also do that. I personally prefer Hoist with his cannon arm, so I like to call it. So it looks pretty cool. And you get another head here. I don't recall, this may be more of a toy like head versus the cartoon accurate head, but you can essentially just pull this out like so, and you can put on the new head here. Just gotta get that right in the right place. So if you wanted a different looking head, you can do that. I personally prefer the head that he comes with, which is this one that, again, to me is more cartoon accurate, which is what I prefer. So or at least more to my liking. So that's pretty cool. And another accessory that you do get is this alien mask done in this light green, mint green with the red eyes. Again, this is pretty much pulled straight out of the G1 cartoon. So you can take this and just kind of stick it right on top of his head so he can go marching, I think, like they did in that one episode. So that's really cool. I'll probably use this just maybe once or twice, but it's nice that they include these little references to the G1 cartoon. So, and then you can just slide this off. And then the last one is a wrench. You get a nice chrome wrench. This is plastic, not metal, but I think it's done well enough. And of course he can hold this in his hand. I believe Ratchet came with a similar accessory in gray plastic, so that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get started here with the comparisons. First up is Trailbreaker. Similar mold, similar transformation there. And we also had Ratchet here. These are in no particular order. These are more recent Masterpiece and some older ones, but again, I love, I think that sizing for me definitely works. So that's Ratchet and Trailbreaker and his Masterpiece buddies. Move them out of the way. And here's Masterpiece Hound, which I like this figure, but it's literally falling apart just sitting there. And here he is next to Sunstreaker. Again, so awesome to see all these guys here together. So there you go. Let's bring in a smaller one here on the right. Bumblebee. This is a more recent Bumblebee, so you can see him size-wise. Move Sunstreaker out of the way. And why not? Let's bring in Optimus here. Their dear leader of the Autobots, so you guys could see what these three look like together size-wise. And I personally think they look pretty awesome there, standing together. MP-44. We'll move them out of the way. Why not throw in some Decepticons? And here is Shockwave. Trying to get them both in frame. So that is Shockwave there. Move him out of the way. Here's the old grouchy old man, Ironhide. There we go. We'll move Ironhide out of the way. Why not throw in some Decepticons? Here's the newer, more recent Masterpiece Seeker. This is Thundercracker. Love this mold. Definitely think it's awesome. This one's actually got some diecast, which is what I think this one's kind of missing, and gives a Masterpiece, you know, some of its specialty. You know, this one's got some heft to it. So that is Thundercracker. And similarly, of course, gotta have Starscream. That is Masterpiece Starscream there. Get him out of here. And why not? Let's throw in some third party. This is a MMC First Aid. I know he has a specific third party name, but I call him First Aid, right? He's a Protectobot. So that is how he would scale up with a third party First Aid there. And we'll move him out. And we've got, I believe, Streetwise. This is again another third-party MMC Protectobot. So you guys can see what he looks like standing next to Hoist. We'll move him out of the way. And why not? Here's the leader of the Decepticons, Masterpiece Megatron there. Let me move the camera slightly up so you can see that looking pretty awesome. So we'll move him out of the way. Move this guy too. And let's go back to some smaller ones. Here is Masterpiece Tracks. Tracks also suffers a bit from what this guy suffers, is in that his torso. It's pretty hollow. There's really nothing on the interior, so kind of similar there. Although I do think Hoist pulls it off a little better. So that's Masterpiece Tracks. We'll move him. Here's an older Masterpiece Prowl. Still looking cool. I think this one still kind of holds up after all this time. There's one of the Datsun brothers, as I like to call them. And here he is next to Inferno, Masterpiece Inferno. Looking pretty awesome. So we'll move Inferno out. And then, of course, gotta have Grapple here. So that's what he looks like standing next to Grapple himself. And then the last one is a big one here, is the Masterpiece Jetfire or Skyfire, however you want to call him. You can see this guy's just humongous. So I'm gonna have to play with the camera here so you could see the size difference there. But if you wanted to compare him to his other versions of Hoist here, this is the, I believe this was Earthrise. To have so many of these is a little hard to remember. So you have there, and then you also have Trailbreaker there. So that's what those sort of three of them look like compared to each other. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for me. Pretty excited to have Hoist here added to the collection. Decided to post him there. And he looks pretty cool. Again, the transformation is fairly similar to Trailbreaker there on his right. So if you have that figure, you pretty much are gonna be pretty familiar with the transformation. I think they've done enough to the mold to give us a good figure of Hoist there. I guess some nitpicks would be the feeling of hollowness in his torso, which is rather unfortunate. And also because there's no die cast, he does feel he feels pretty light. I really do wish that Takara or Hasbro would start including more die cast, considering how Masterpiece figures have gone up in price. But otherwise, he comes with some really good accessories. He definitely looks the part, and as you guys could see there, he fits in, I think, really well with the different other versions of the Masterpiece figures. So anyway, if I missed anything, if you have any questions, again, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for your very valuable time. Take care.